reinstall Zoom because I accidentally, instead of hitting open the meeting, and I know your Zoom closed down, that's what happened, it uninstalled Zoom. And then I thought, okay, well, I saw it say uninstall Zoom. It's going to ask me for a confirmation. Do you really want to uninstall Zoom? It didn't. It just took Zoom off. When I put Zoom back on, Zoom had none of the settings that I had already. So I had to go back in and fix all the settings. I had the camera like flipped around so everything was opposite. Oh my gosh. And now it's still, I don't know, something still feels really off and really funky. Plus, I still have to sign into Stream Labs every single, oh my gosh, my shirt is, I don't know what's going on with my shirt. Every single, what is it with my shirt? So can you hear me? Because I just want to make sure the mic is working because I had to put in all my equipment and everything again. Let me know if you can hear me before I go on. Yes, I'm wearing a Christmas shirt, and I did go vote in the Christmas shirt, and I have a cup that says joy. You hear me? Good. Okay. So let me... yeah. Everything's up. I feel like it's like I just set up my whole computer for the first time again. It's crazy. Okay. So here's a little compilation of what we're going to talk about. Now, how many of you know about this debacle, this drama, I don't even know, Lollapalooza, whatever you want to call it, that Gypsy had today, that just went on and on from bad to worse to or horrendous. How many of you are aware of this? Just say, me. Oh no. Oh, I thought we weren't streaming. Okay, sorry. So yeah, just let me know how many of you. Hi there on TikTok. Hi Michelle, and hi, hey there, it's Pokemon, and hi Walinda. Hi Cheryl Upton Porter. Hi Lulu, Gigi, Nicole, Valinda, Valerie. Who else is here? D5. Hi everybody. So here's what happened if you're not familiar with this. Apparently Ryan was having a good time. Okay, he was out. This girl right here, pretty girl, she was singing that, you know, my man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole, a 10-foot pole. Now, if you don't know what that is, then you really don't know the Gypsy case at all. But Gypsy tried to attack a beauty vlogger with this little rant she had. And it was like, my man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Last time I checked, you didn't have a man. And you're just jealous because I have a Chad and you're panini pressed. And that was the thing. And then that was turned into this dance mix, okay? And it was really a really catchy dance mix. You know, my man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole, a 10-foot pole. Then they made a dance around it. So this girl over here, that she has on her TikTok, she's doing this, my man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot. You were on that live today, Nicole? Okay. My man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole, and she pokes Ryan with the pool cue. Okay. Then over here in this corner, he appears, I don't know, he's at a game or something. I don't know. Well, I thought he was in a stadium, but it looks like he's just outside. Looks like he has a burger or something in his hand. Maybe he's at a barbecue. I don't know. He's at something, right? And this girl, I could swear they were in like stadium seats. Maybe they are. She was just, this was posted, I think, on an account called like Mimi420. And she was dancing, and then she's like sticking her butt out, and he slaps her butt, okay? Laughing, having a good time. Well, then Gypsy comes and writes this comment on this video over here. And she says he is only oh so brokenhearted when he is on live receiving gifts using my name, all in caps, for sympathy and clout. This is so double standard. Okay, then Gypsy goes into this bathroom rant where you see her over here, okay? And she talks about voting for, and then she starts saying, I want to explain my comment. And she starts saying the most absurd things and acting in the most absurd way, saying that, she wants to see Ryan have a good time, but it's not really that, it's society, and she knows she wasn't a good wife, but, it's that, well, I feel like she feels like he's going to spill all these things, and that he uses her name, and that he shouldn't be speaking about her. What she's really upset about is a number of things. She doesn't want him to see him getting money or super, whatever they're on TikTok. They're not called super chats, but gifts. She doesn't want him to be discussing her because that's not his life, but it is his life. Life after Gypsy Rose, he could have his own freaking series. She brought so much drama to his life that anything he wants to talk about, how could she say that? When he married her, then picked her up from prison, and that whole craziness. Okay, to say that he's not allowed to speak of that if he wants to, well, Gypsy, you better wake up, dear, because he can write books, and he can go on talk shows, and he can do whatever the hell he wants, okay? Because you were this hot mess express that chugged your way right into his life, and you think because you left him for another guy that he has no right to say anything? Wow. Okay, so she was going to town on that, and then she kept putting little things in, like, we go tit for tat, she was saying, and that's normal. And that's normal. No, this is not normal, Gypsy. And then she said, none of your relationships are normal. Everything you've said was normal, like throwing him off a cliff and continually checking, and that guy on the vial files told you that was good because he and his fiance do stuff like that. That's not good, okay? Wow. So she's saying, oh, this is fine, and this is what exes do, and this is how you move on. And then she throws in these little digs and says that he calls her and says he still cares about her. Oh, and that's totally fine too, because that's how you move on. No, that's not, Gypsy, okay? That's not. And I doubt he's even doing that, okay? But she just like sticks these little digs in, and then what she's really upset about, okay? Some of the things she's really upset about is when he smacked that girl on the butt. Now, I'll tell you why she's really upset about that, okay? Because I don't think she gets any of that from Ken, number one. Number two, she's really into that. Remember the sites that she was on? The sites that she brought everybody to that she was with? That other guy whose house she ran away to, Nick? She wants that. And I don't think Ken is into that. And I don't think Ken is doing any of that. In fact, Ken is scared to even touch her in public. Everything is so awkward with them when he goes to kiss her or when he goes to do anything. It's such an awkward thing. Here's Ryan, just met this girl, and they're not a couple or anything, but they're having a good time. And it wasn't awkward, and it wasn't with Ken. You've seen Ken with her. You've seen him when she even wants him to kiss her, it is so freaking awkward. There's no chemistry between them. In fact, there's nothing but a lot of agitation between them. So I think that's really, really bothered her, because between Ryan and this other girl, both of them actually, there was like this playful chemistry, and she doesn't have that. And she also doesn't have anyone that's into that stuff that she is, because I don't think Ken is into any of that. So she has all of that now that she's getting very upset about. Plus, how she lives her life and how she's always lived her life. It's what she did to Ryan. She told him that Ken was constantly messaging. Remember when she said, oh, what about if my exes call? Like, she always, whoever she was with, she wanted to play these games where she talked about exes. Okay, so she did it to Ryan all the time. And when she said the D is fire, and then she said, oh, I wonder what my exes are thinking. I wonder what my exes are going to be saying. And then she couldn't wait to tell him that Ken was texting her, or that Christy said Ken had contacted her. Yeah. That's what she does. She loves to make people squirm like that. She thinks it makes her like so desirable. They should be happy and lucky to have her. She is now doing the opposite thing. So that it didn't end there, okay? So she's in the bathroom and she's saying, you know, he's my husband. He's my husband, and he's slapping another girl's butt. You know, I'm still his wife. I'm still his wife technically. And yeah, we aggravate each other, but she was going back and forth like it was wild. Plus, she then says she makes this other video, this one over here, where it's on some kind of a soundtrack, and it says, you know I've been a bad girl, but you'd be crazy not to take me back. So why would she go and make that right after she did all this other stuff? Is that a message to Ryan? Is it something to make Ken squirm? What is she doing? But before we even get that far, she does something abhorrible. She uses her unborn baby as a pawn in a game of manipulation. And I think that's probably the worst thing that she's done. So what she does is, while she's having this rant in the bathroom, she says, come on, Ryan, this is not about me. It's not about you. It's not about Ken. We have to think about my baby. Now, it's my baby. And she says, please, I think she says it 2 or 3 times about how you have to think about her baby. So this baby that she was going to keep off of social media has suddenly made not only another appearance, but is being used as a pawn to manipulate people. So she's using her unborn daughter to manipulate people. Isn't she following in the footsteps? Isn't history repeating itself? This child is not even born, and she's using it to manipulate a situation. Ken, you should be extremely afraid, okay? Your daughter is already being used on social media by Gypsy to manipulate a situation. Ken, if you're not seeing this, you need to go to the eye doctor, okay? Plus, that's not the only thing. The paternity results came out today, and she posted them on her TikTok. She said, it was with a little comment that they always knew, but this is for everyone else out there, and it says 99.9% that Ken Urker is the father of the baby. So Ken is the father of the baby. Baby will probably have to have another DNA test when she's born, but that's that. This is so crazy. Her behavior today, it was so all over the place. It was psychotic. And then She uses the baby. She throws the baby in. What does the baby have to do with this except she's using it as a pawn? And that's the manipulator that she is. That's scary. Gypsy is scary. And if Ken can't see how scary she is, and just these games she loves to play, so the further Ryan moves on with any women, the worse she's going to get. She doesn't want him with any women. Okay? And she's going to be like, oh my gosh. She doesn't, it's scary. So let me see what you guys are saying if you've seen this and just see what's going on. Oh boy. Hi, Kato. Could say Ryan was at a cakewalk. I have said this millions of times. I hope Ryan writes 2 books. Yeah. She was shaking her cakes in front of Ryan. She was. And they were having a good time, and it wasn't awkward. It was playful and fun, and with Ken, who sees Ken and Gypsy's exchanges? It's very awkward. And she has trying to convince us how happy she is now. She's like, oh, I've moved on and I'm happy with Ken. We are happy and we're having a baby and we're happy. Are you happy, Gypsy? Because I think you're trying to convince yourself that you're happy, hon. I don't think she's happy. Do you think Gypsy's happy? Is this like what a happy person does? I was probably glad to be out and about. Yeah. Using her child, hi Joanne, to manipulate is disgraceful. Yeah, it is. It's horrendous. And I think if she's already doing this and the baby's not even born, what is she going to do after this baby is born? I'm doing good, Kato. How are you? And then that weird video, why would she say that? You'd be crazy not to take me back. I think that is just to get Ken worked up, because I think she can feel that Ken's just not that into her. And I think he doesn't do the things she would like him to do either. Ryan owes her nothing, right? But see, she doesn't want Ryan. She thinks Ryan's a nobody. Ryan's only somebody because of her. So in that respect, maybe she's only a somebody because of her mother. Right? Because if her mother didn't put her out there as Gypsy Rose, she'd be a nobody too. So, but she wanted to say, okay, Ryan should not have any, that the only reason he's popular is because of her. But Gypsy, what you don't see is that he's doing his own thing and people still like him, and you're not a part of his life and people still like him. And scary. You got Ruby vibes. Yeah, so did I. She was like really unhinged there. And then just the way she used that baby, there was no feeling, no emotion, like not even an explanation of, how this is hurting the baby, right? Like, what the heck is she even talking about? She makes 0 sense. Because if she was so worried about what the baby's going to see, she wouldn't be doing these lifetime life after lockups. Because the baby's seeing way more on there. They're seeing everything on there. And you're putting everything out there, Gypsy. So who the hell are you kidding? Nobody. but yourself, or you got your head in the sand? I don't know. It's just, it's nuts. So you got the paternity. Let me see. And let me see what else we got on Gypsy. She's just been completely off the charts today. Okay, so Gypsy. Let's see. In an Instagram post, Gypsy Rose Blanchard shared a screenshot of her results, confirming with 99.9% certainty that her boyfriend, Ken Urker, is the father of her unborn child. Something she explains in her caption that she knew right from the beginning, despite the public speculation that her estranged soon-to-be ex-husband Ryan Anderson might be the baby's father. So, okay, so mother, alleged father, Keenan R. Urker. She had a sample taken from blood liquid. He had a buccal swab done. The alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus. Testing was performed to determine paternity using cell-free circulating fetal DNA isolated from the plasma of the maternal blood sample. The sample contains a mixture of maternal and fetal DNA. DNA was also isolated from nucleated cells in samples from the mother and alleged father. All DNA samples were analyzed using next-generation sequencing technology. Paternity determination was performed using 505s, SNPs, single nucleotide polymorphisms as informative. Loci out of 861 tested Loci to generate a probability of paternity. Okay, so yada yada yada. So they tested it. They'll probably have to do another one when the baby's born, of course. But she wanted to have this one done, some more publicity, etc., etc. Gypsy said, and I quote, "There's been a lot of chatter around the paternity of our baby, and while we've known for sure from the beginning, I feel that it's finally time to put all these theories to rest. Here are the results showing Ken is the father. Ken is going to be an incredible dad, and we are so excited to welcome our baby girl into the world." And then she put at Fast Test Labs. So she probably got the test for free, and at Ken Urker. She added, let's see. Her divorce from Ryan is still not finalized. And under Louisiana law, Ryan would automatically be listed as the father on the birth certificate. So she's planning to go through the court-ordered DNA test after the birth to prevent that from happening. Oh, and she said yes about the divorce. She mentioned that too. Let's just get this divorce. She was going to call the lawyer about something. She mentioned that. Let's go over here. But it was like really unhinged on social media. A lot of the stuff, I believe she deleted that first one in the bathroom, but there's so many clips of it, and she knows that there's clips. She's like, oh yeah, if you're going to take clips of it, take clips of this. Yep. Absolutely. So let's see what else we have here. You're stuck with her now, Ken. Right. Absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in not in live chat over here. So, Rough and Ready, hi. So, how many of you, if you saw her, that what she did today on social media, can you put a 1 in the chat if you saw it? Because it was really very unhinged. Chip is, oh, you missed it. I think you missed the craziness of today, Ruff. It was beyond crazy today. Beyond. I think this has to go down as like her most unhinged day. Sorry. Absolutely. Now, 1 second here. She said in that rant, society shows a favoritism towards men. And she said, and these things were like daggers to her heart. See, that makes it seem like she still has like feelings, and that whatever was, these things are daggers to her heart. Why are they daggers to her heart if she's so in love and so happy with Ken? Right? She's spiraling very badly. Let me see here. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. See, yeah, if somebody said this, it really was. People think it is totally what Ryan was doing here with this girl right here. This butt action is what threw her over the top. That butt action, I'm telling you. They're saying it only. You got to be kidding me! It only took one butt slap for her to beg Ryan to take her back. I don't think she wants him. She just needs to know she could have him if she wanted. Now I think she also wants to play mind games with Ken and make Ken be something, that he's not for her, just to, get her back in her mind, right? Let's see here. She was with Ken. Ken dumped her. Still in love with Ken. Got with Ryan. Married Ryan. Was still in love with Ken. Ken wanted her back. She left Ryan. Got with Ken. Got pregnant with Ken's baby while still married to Ryan, but still wants Ryan. As they tell Ryan, don't think about him. Jip Jip. Stop talking about him. How the tables have turned. This is absolutely psychotic behavior. Someone needs to. This one is saying her baby shouldn't be with her. I really think Gypsy is capable of doing something horrible. She's mentally unstable, and it's scary to involve a baby. Yeah, she talks about think about the baby. Well, what about her and what she's doing to this baby? The way she's using this baby right now. Right? That's scary. Some say she just wants Ryan to be miserable. She said, somebody else said, I never heard her talk about the baby at all, unless it has to do with her body or when Nick Vial asked her how she's going to address the mom issue. She never talks about the birth or even having a baby at all. And that's true. And I've said that multiple times. Not a single sign of maternal instincts or love for the baby whatsoever. And that really signals a psychopath, sociopath. They are incapable. They don't have that love, even for their own children, which is scary to, most normal people, okay? That is so indicative of a psychopath and a sociopath. You don't see her with that natural maternal love, but using it as a ploy, using it in manipulation, yeah, right? She's ready to do that with it. She got so triggered by Ryan living his best life. Ryan was living his best life that she went off on this. Can you imagine if he gets engaged? Can you imagine if he gets married and has a baby, buys a house? Like, what is she going to do? I mean, what if, let's just say, oh my gosh, if he got with, let's just say, now it doesn't even have to be a celebrity. It could be another reality star, somebody that has some kind of popularity. She would lose her freaking crap. Okay? She would lose it totally. It was really a cringe fest. Okay, and see, somebody said here that Gypsy's abusive. I agree 100%. I think she's incredibly abusive. I think she is a gaslighter, a mind game player, a sociopath, psychopath. She is to me. She doesn't have these feelings that she should have. The way she, even for animals, like how she just turned those cats out and then kind of just casually talked about them in the interrogation room, knowing that she was saying that she made a Facebook page for one of these cats, but she had just turned them out, and then, later on she said after she got out, I'm glad somebody got one, but she didn't know where the other one was, and the way she wanted Pixie, but she didn't really want Pixie, and then she just, bye Pixie, not another thought. Yeah, it's scary. A lot of it is scary, but someone said maybe they were overreacting, but she's giving out abusive vibes. No, I agree completely. Her reaction to Ryan actually trying to be happy isn't sitting well with me. You can blame Ken Urker for breaking up a marriage, but at the end of the day, she was the one in the marriage, not him, and chose to leave Ryan for Ken and got pregnant. Gypsy is coming off as controlling and is playing emotional games with these men, and she did that with Nick Godejohn back in the day too. Yes, she did. You actually sat down and read through the text messages. I believe at 100%. And she played the mind games with Ryan with Ken, and now she's doing it with Ken with Ryan. Even before her tantrums the past couple of days, she 100% has had a very noticeable pattern of emotionally abusive behavior. Yes, she isn't getting her way. I suspect it's going to get worse. She mentioned she'll be posting stuff today or tomorrow when the likes are low. She is losing. She had at one time over 10 million TikTok subscribers, and now she's 9 million something. So she has lost support, fans, stands, or whatever they're called for her. Let's see. Pretty soon it could be dangerous, which is why I advise everyone to be careful on social media, yada yada. She's mad because he posted a fun little video, but she was literally kissing Ken. Oh yeah, how about that horrible thing that she did? Remember when Ryan said that she went away and then she sent him the picture of her and Ken and said, "Oh, don't worry, we're just friends." Right after, she just wanted to hurt Ryan, but see, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. But she did that. Yeah, absolutely. When he was crying on the video, but now she's mad because he's happy and he's having a good time. She got matching tattoos, right? How did Ryan handle that, Gypsy? Can you imagine if Ryan was out doing this? Let's see here. I think it's very worrisome that she is with Ken in a divorce that's supposed to have ended last month, as per her, constantly saying Ryan needs to move on, saying the baby's Ken's, but then screaming, that's my husband. This isn't about us. This is about the baby. She didn't ask for this. What does Ryan have to do with the baby? Okay. See, and the people are doing the same thing, saying, Ken, you better watch out. You better watch this and better understand. Ken, observe now, because this same energy will turn on you when you actually try to assert your independence. It isn't your job. It isn't anyone's job to please Gypsy. Please understand that your soon-to-be-born child is in danger. How do you think someone with this sort of emotional dysregulation and no internal mechanism to respect another individual is going to handle a non-compliant child? Someone said, definitely controlling, manipulative little wench. And possessive. Now he's her husband. If she actually loved Ryan and respected the marriage, she would have, as a grown woman, denied Ken's advances and wouldn't have said on TV, what will happen if Ryan and I get in a fight? Exactly. That I thought was so stupid. Like, one fight and you're going to end your marriage. You're going to end your marriage because of one fight. Then you don't even have the emotional intelligence and maturity to even be in a marriage. Hello, you work it through. Duh. Someone said, yeah. Is she not disrespecting Ken by suddenly calling him her husband and emphasizing several times that he is still her husband? I'm not sure I would know how to feel if I were Ken. The jealousy was so obvious. She doesn't care, someone said. I heard squawking this when I read it. I remember in the early days when she was doing interviews with Ryan, she laughed about the fact that she kept testing him. Yes, this is exactly what I keep saying while she was in prison, by pushing him away, then sucking him back in. And that's when Nick Viall said, oh, and his fiance, yeah, that's normal. And I said, if you go back to my video about this, I said, that is not normal. That is not normal behavior. That's really troublesome behavior. But those two podcasters were just like, yes, men and women to her, and they did it again the second interview. They're just telling her everything she does is normal. They all laughed about it, but that right there is abusive behavior. 100% it is. And it reminded me of the unhinged text messages to Nick, exactly, where they would discuss how she scared him by flipping out. Right, same exact thing, and these patterns are going to keep repeating because this is who she is. She has benefited from these patterns. She has issues, big ones, and probably personality disorders, and I think she is a psychopath or a sociopath. Okay. She would discuss how she scared him by flipping out and go right back to love bombing. She has a history of being abusive. She's controlling and manipulative. She will only escalate as time goes by. We all know she spent years grooming Nick, setting him up for murder, and it worked. On her show, we saw her continually get aggressive with Ryan, then call him an abuser. Exactly. Then we watched as she went out of her way to hurt him. Exactly. She didn't care when she was hurting him. She took pleasure in it. Matching tattoos, pictures of her with Ken. She openly had an affair in front of the world. Let's see. She's 100% abusive. She has a nasty temper. Some would say a killer temper. If Ryan would have been in that home alone without cameras, she would have definitely struck him. And he'd now have a domestic abuse charge on him, fabricated by Gypsy. And she'd have another story of escaping abuse from marriage she desperately wanted to save but couldn't. She is crazy and manipulative. Someone said not to brag, but I could tell she was abusive when she murdered her own mother. Yeah, and when she was screwing around with Nick loudly while setting him up to take the fall, I kind of got the same vibe. She said on her pregnancy announcement video, poor Ken. She probably has hit him too. Okay, let's see here. There's so much about this. It's just so crazy. So incredibly crazy. She's big mad now. You want to call him out for being your husband still when you let a whole other man get you pregnant before divorce was even mentioned. Let's see here. I don't know what her PR team is going to do about this because she seriously broke the internet, not in a good way for her at all. I've never been this disgusted or hated anyone this insane amount. I generally don't believe in hating people. Well, you shouldn't, honey. Don't do it. It's not good. She can call me a hater all she wants because really do deeply hate her. Wow, that's crazy. Big same. I try to do my best to see the good in everybody. Unfortunately, there's not a shred of good in Gypsy Rose. That's what this person said. That's it. Thank you for pinpointing that. I've been pretty confused about it, but now it's all makes sense. She doesn't have a single redeeming quality. I said, this is what's going on out there. Slapping someone's butt is different than someone tapping yours, Gyp. You don't get to be mad when you left Ryan. The audacity of this biatch to complain about Ryan joking around when, girl, you're doing something else with another D for 9 months. Does she hear herself? You're kidding me. She's this crazy? Did she not cheat on him and get pregnant by another man so she can flaunt that around, but he can't have fun with some new friends? Oh. Stupid biatch. You cheated on him and you're divorcing him. You got knocked up by another dude. You talked about the guy eating. Blah, blah. She's literally unable to see that she's a worse person than anyone else. Everyone is beneath her and she's the main character who should only get platitudes about how good she is and affirmations about how she's a survivor. Let's see. She slept with someone else and is having a kid. She wants him to stay home, snotting around and punching air. Publicly cheated, shows off her boyfriend, boy toy continuously, and still expects him to respect their marriage. But she's at a higher level of healing, LMFO. So she's talking about her husband slapping some girl's arse while she went around and effed around and got pregnant by another man while married. Are you kidding me? Let's see. Hey, Gyps. I won't even say the names they said. Remember when you were wearing that black lingerie dress on your 10-foot pole video when laying in your paramour's bed, the black dress that your husband bought you? Now, that is a double standard, not your jealous, whiny biatch post on another girl's video. So now Ryan is her husband after she cheated on him. I thought she was on a different level of healing and is beyond him. This is no different than her thirst photos of her cleavage. Also, didn't she say the divorce would be finalized in October? She's such a liar. Still married, didn't stop this person from having another man, get her pregnant. Hypocritical much? This rant has, I'm an abusive partner. If you try to leave me, I'll kill your whole family vibes big time. I guess her interpretation of wishing him the best and higher place of healing are much different than the rest of the world. Oh boy. Wow, this woman is effing nuts. The audacity of this biatch. Pregnant by a dude that isn't her husband. LMFAO. But she got pregnant immediately after leaving Ryan. But Ryan can't have fun with another woman. She sounds so jealous. Wait. She's got a bee in her bonnet over Ryan hanging out with another woman. I'm not a Ryan fan in the least. I find it weird. He met and married a mom murderer Gypsy while she was still in prison. But she can't say a word about who he chooses to pass his time with. Mrs. Hot Mess Gypsy was cheating on Ryan with the bargain bin Ken only a few months after her release. She may not have gotten physical with him until after she left Ryan, but the texting and the emotional shite is still cheating. She turned up pregnant barely a month after leaving him for bargain bin Ken. Since she's still married, as she pointed out, that means that she has committed adultery. She very publicly committed adultery and was proud of herself for landing a Chad. So much for being on a higher level of healing. She has the emotional maturity of a spoiled, rotten toddler. This isn't the gotcha she thinks it was. Not to mention she was posting on the very same internet, TMI, about how her new boy toy performs immediately after having dumped Ryan in the dirt. But Ryan can't have some fun clothes-on fun moments after having his heart broken to pieces. She is an absolute unit. Let's see. Just when I think it's impossible for her to get any worse. This is the tip of the iceberg. I think we'll see more in the upcoming months. Oh my gosh. You adulterous biatch. You are separated and going through a divorce because you cheated on him with Ken, who's stupid enough to be something. Yikes. No, she didn't. Tell me I'm hallucinating, and that she isn't in here acting like Ryan having a nice weekend is somehow immoral. This biatch has an iron deficiency. Oh, let's see. This one says Gypsy Rose is a full-blown narcissist. Her ego has been deflated since she no longer controls the Ryan narrative. We know she is intimidated by pretty girls, and this tantrum garners the proof. Ryan should have done this sooner. I thought she wanted him to be happy and had no ill will against him. The effing nerve. Getting mad he's smacking some girl's arse while she literally effed and got knocked up by another guy. She's mad because Ryan is moving on and finding humor in the situation at this point. I know he isn't dating the girl, but he's still moving forward. Seems less in a gyp now than a little bit ago. So it's okay for her to play house, be pregnant, have sex with another man or men, who knows. But he's not allowed to have some fun too. She was cheating very shortly after she got out of prison. She can shut up. She's gross. Ken is not going to like this. If I were him, I'd say, well, if he's your husband, go with him then. Let's see. The nerve of this biatch. You are knocked up by another man. You stupid skank. Arse. Oh. Wow. Look at her eyes. She's dangerous. Be careful, Ryan. Any women around him need to watch their backs too. She's going to be going back. So he's her husband when he's up doing his own thing. And her petty arse gets jealous. But he's not anything when she's bragging about getting knocked up by the man she left him for. Oh wow, she's not... the absolute gall to be offended that the man she cheated on and is divorcing is, gasp, dancing with another woman and slapping her arse. Your mask is slipping more and more every day. You are losing supporters day by day because everyone is wising up and seeing you for the narcissistic psychopath murderer that you are. Take your fake I'm the victim bullshit and have several dang seats. Wow. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy stuff. Gypsy, you need that to know that actions speak louder than words. Saying you're not jealous doesn't make it true. Also, you're a hypocrite and a murderer. Nobody is reacting to you negatively because you're a woman. It's because you're you. Well, it's more aptly because of what she did that they're reacting to. You mean reiterating over and over that you're so happy and that you're doing so much healing is what makes it real, right? Running off and getting pregnant behind your husband's back is not comparable to dancing with a girl and having fun. Let's see. Someone coughed. Gypsy got dragged on social media this morning and is now backpedaling. This isn't about double standards. You used Ryan because you needed a place to live on parole after murdering your bedridden mother, and you didn't want to live with Rod and Christy. You humiliated Ryan on national television and told him you were still in love with Ken. You weren't on parole more than 3 months, and you were sleeping with both of them, to the point that the paternity became an issue. We all know the long list of vile things you did to Ryan, but now that you can't control him or Ken, and your fan base is tanking while social media is pro Ryan, suddenly he's still your husband and you're feeling a certain way. You never cared about Nick or Ryan, and I suspect your feelings have changed about Ken lately. You care about you, period. Look in the mirror. If you can't stomach it, it's because you brought this all on yourself and you fumbled the bag. Well, Gypsy, he's in this divorce mess because you decided you wanted someone else. The moment you chose Ken was the moment you didn't get to dictate what is right on behalf of what Ryan does. It's not a double standard. Best believe if Ryan would have cheated or left you for a side piece, people would have felt sympathy for you. You don't get to destroy your family and then cry when the other person moves forward. And enough about Ryan talking about you. You wanted him part of your TV series, and you betrayed him on it. That's what happens when you're on TV. That's what people will forever talk to him about. Oh, yes, let me tell you something else. If you watch her in these videos, I think she had some type of a lip injection, and I believe it did something to a facial nerve. It was very hard to watch because this part of her lip over here where my cursor is kept going up into a little snarl every few seconds. I couldn't believe more people were not talking about it. I didn't see anybody mention it, but I took people in and showed them this, and they saw it too. It was going into a little snarl constantly, and then this area up here was doing something wacko. It looked like, I don't know if it'll go back to normal or whatever. I've never had lip injections, but I think she had something done, and I think it did mess with the facial nerve. Let me know if you saw it. Let's see. Someone said Ryan looks so good now too. Seems way more confident than he was when he was with Gypsy. When he was with her, he seemed like a simp and weak. Now he seems more like a man, in my opinion. I can't take her seriously with the gift filters of a hat and a mustache kept popping up on her. I mean, I can't take her seriously anyway, but that seals the deal for me. What about the turkey on her head? And the elephant, right? Oh boy. The best thing Ryan could do is not respond to this at all. It will absolutely send Gypsy even more insane. Just literally radio silence for Ryan would be brilliant. He needs to block and delete her number. The lip smacking makes me want to puke. He danced with one girl. You got pregnant with a side dude. Let's see. Rumors of filler or a lip flip. Let's see. Let's see, Ryan, it's time to take the gloves off and shut her down. Not a thing she said had a point or ethically made sense. At the end, when she said that all Ryan does is talk about her in his live streams, this guy gets asked questions about it, so he talks about it. But what is she literally doing in this video? The gaslighting at the end, like she's trying to make us believe she's had it so tough because Ryan put her through so much, is just disgusting behavior for a grown-arse woman. Let the man live his life how he wants to. Like everyone in life, all he wants is to find some happiness and love. That's all. Double standards much, Gypsy? Let's see. Okay, here's some more about Gypsy. Why are you playing a tit-for-tat game with the ex that you left? You're pregnant with a new guy's baby. If you were truly unbothered, the anger wouldn't be seeping through your pores. How do people around her deal with this annoying delusional behavior? She sees Ryan living his best post-Gypsy life as a tit-for-tat game to her because she shows off Ken and mentions Ken to Ryan to triangulate them for attention. This narcissist, convicted murderer doesn't like that Ryan doesn't seem interested in sitting home and pining for Gyp Gyp, and I love that for him. She gets what she deserves. She kept ignoring him. She kept ignoring her. Ryan, she is very bothered. Let's see. No, literally, if she was unbothered, she would ignore the comment or anything that is posting about her. But she knows she's bothered because why? Why the F are you commenting that post that is talking negative about you? How is this train wreck going to say the adult thing to do mid-rant about her ex having a fun night out after she left, got knocked up on purpose, and flashes her arse all over town? Plus offering her mom as an adult, the grown-up thing, she is delusional. Ryan out having fun doesn't have anything to do with her innocent little baby at all. Shut the F up. So they said. She only wants the game to be over now because Ryan is winning, and he didn't even know he was playing. Tit for tat game? She was the only one playing for like 9 months now. Ryan does one thing that had nothing to do with her, and now the games are over. Her brain is broken, an actual danger to anyone in life. She's going off on that TikTok sound of her voice saying that my Chad wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. TikTok, he was in, but I'm almost 100% certain it was that girl he was with. TikTok, and she picked it, not him. You're right, the baby didn't ask for any of this, so maybe the mother should have used a little more discernment and made better choices for said baby. Maybe the mother should stop putting herself online when she knows she can't control herself and causes situations that affect said baby. Believe it or not, it's your responsibility to protect and take care of said baby. There's plenty of things that happen in life that could negatively affect your baby that you have no control over. So it's the parents of said baby should be proactive in their choices to ensure it is as protected as possible. You have been playing tit for tat too, Gypsy. One would say you've been the main catalyst and player in this tit for tat. You chose to divorce Ryan. Sorry to say you have no control over what he does with his life now. He can sell whatever little story he wants to whatever tabloid he wants to. He can make an S-tape. He can wear a Gypsy Rose is a murderer t-shirt, and there's nothing you can do about it. Sorry. I know it's painful for you to not have control over everybody and everything. I can tell therapy is going well for you. The higher level of healing is really showing. She's the one seeking everyone out, commenting on their TikToks. The poor little baby is going to grow up seeing the back of Gypsy's phone. I don't want my baby to hear anything negative about me from my husband I cheated on. I'm going to have a hard time explaining how mommy followed her heart to true love when Ryan is out here telling the truth about how I cheated on him and left in the middle of the night. My child will see me as the trashy skank that I am, and I can't stand that. I'm going to have a hard enough time explaining that I killed Grandma in her sleep. Wow. It's crazy. Let's see. Already using her baby as a pawn against haters. She wants to stop playing the game she started because she's losing. Ryan is pictured with cute girls. She has Ken. Oh wow, this is crazy. What does her baby have to do with it? Baby's not even born yet, and she's showing signs that she's going to repeat the cycle. Yeah, that's what I believe too. Ryan has no legal obligation to her child that she's pregnant with. He doesn't have to respect any of them, and it's only by her own decisions. On top of that, she was so quick to gulp down her Plan B pill because she didn't want to get pregnant with her husband that she was married to. Now she's emotionally weaponizing her pregnancy and holding the baby that isn't even his against him to control his behavior. Terrible, Mom. Wow. How is Ryan going to a cookout and hanging out with other women affecting a baby that isn't his? She is so selfish. The world doesn't stop turning because you want it to, Gypsy. She's allowed to live her life, show off Ken and his dumb promise ring, but Ryan going out and enjoying life, not even mentioning her is tit for tat. The baby didn't ask to be in this situation. You banged Ken that one weekend and got pregnant. You purposefully trapped Ken with a child. So yeah, you brought this child into this chaos. Who refers to their unborn child as this baby? Isn't that what people say when they're trying to separate themselves from the situation or the person? So everyone around her has to think about the baby. Girl, take care of your own baby. It is none of ours, nor is it Ryan's responsibility. It is not his child. Get yourself offline. Then if you're so concerned with what people are saying, you can only control yourself. And it looks to me like you're doing a pretty shoddy job of it too. It's your job to protect that child, Gypsy. It's not Ryan's responsibility to defend your child from your bad behavior. It's not even his kid, and you've made that audaciously clear to him. You protect her by acting right and being a role model. Ryan does not owe her child anything. It isn't his baby or his problem, and she made that crystal clear over and over. Suddenly, that's changed somehow. She isn't even mindful of thinking of her baby. I really want to know how him moving on and living his best life is disrespectful to or who has any effect on anything to do with her or her baby. How about her mama being a nasty little homewrecker and all the disgusting actions and behaviors? She is a manipulative little something. Okay. Someone needs to step in and stop her as it is going to end in tears. It is only affecting your baby, Gypsy, because you're letting it affect the baby. The baby is in your womb. It's not watching tickety-tock, hun. All I see, blah, 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 is this, blah, blah, what's that? Okay, let me see where you guys are and see what's going on here. So, nutty, right? Hi, Donna Denise. She's becoming the social pariah Yeah, she is. Hi, Oliver. I do not see you in the PTA, Gyp. Her baby got the short stick for parents, says Oliver. Oliver says she had filler overfilled. Yeah, but do you see that? It looks like it pinched a nerve or something. The one side of her lip goes up in a snarl. And then there's like weird movements between like her lip and her upper, like, between the lip, the top of the face above the lip, and like under her cheek. Like it's weird movements. Yeah, Ryan has lost weight. He's got a different haircut. Yeah, he's changed for the better, getting away from her. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, it's crazy. I think they went too high under her lip. Yeah, there's something. Because does that go away? Because it looks like they did something to a nerve or something. I'm surprised more people haven't mentioned it. A lot of people are mentioning like an eye or something, but I think the lip is like way more hard not to see. You know what I mean? It's very, very, very obvious. Very obvious. Let me see something else over here. I want to check something else out. Oh boy. Gyps. She's really. I don't think she's had a day quite like this. You've got to be crazy not to take me back that song. Let's see what they say about that. She's in serious need of a 5150. Let's see. Dude, what is going on? Did she and Ken split? This is not something someone in a secure relationship does. I thought she and Ken were so happy with their little family. Why is she sweating Ryan so bad? Sleep with one eye open is my advice for both Ryan and Ken. This is so weird. She's supposedly in a secure, happy relationship while having this baby. She's on to higher healing. Because Gypsy doesn't care about love. She only craves male attention. And now that Ryan isn't giving it to her, she's desperate to get it back. Ryan would be crazy if he did take her back. Did she forget all about Ken? Ken is supposed to be her soulmate, and yet here she is begging Rex to take her back. Where's Ken? She must be spiraling. As an influencer, she doesn't even care about how bad this looks. She said Ken was at home in New Orleans. Yeah, she said she was missing him too. So, of course, she's doing this because she needs 24/7 attention from men. So she's probably using Ryan to make Ken jealous. Ken hopefully ran away. If Ken is there, probably locked in a cage. Ken needs to leave her toxic arse behind, move back to Texas, his true home, and where he was living happily. There's just one little problem with that. Let's see. Yes, because pregnant women will love their child and madly in love with their twin flame. Just go ahead and post this stuff for their husband they cheated on. This is totally normal behavior. How do people not realize this girl needs to be seriously locked up in a psych ward with the key thrown out? Ken's officially had enough. We all knew this was the beginning of DD 2.0. If and when Ken and Ryan both leave her arse, anyone who'd be with her would have to genuinely be crazy. I think Ken and Ryan are kind of dregs of society to see a murderous woman who celebrated killing her mom with something. But being charitable, the documentary and miniseries were working overtime to make Gypsy look like a poor little darling who had no other choice. They could have had the wool pull over their eyes and how she was in private. Now she's broadcasted to the world. What an effing monster she is to live with. How happily she justifies cheating and using people. It's beyond deniable at this point. Okay. And she's like, oh, is Ryan watching this? No, he's probably working. Probably got his job, so I guess not. We know her mental crap. She did a DD special. Someone call a psychiatrist. This is embarrassing for Ken, makes him look like he's not enough. LOL. She's a weirdo for using that sound and giving a shite. Ryan can do what he wants. She treated him like trash. Ken dumped her after her unhinged, clearly bothered 24 hours over Ryan slapping the booty, living for it, long overdue, but still just as sweet to see crumble. Also, she falls apart now and winds up section. The baby 100% will be saved from her upon birth. Oh boy. Okay, she's going to make another post saying, I was kidding, he, he. Or another outdated picture with a stupid quote on it. Wow, just wow, I have no other words. She's even crazier than what I thought she was already. WTF. My guess is her and Ken broke up. Why would Ryan take her back? Gypsy and Kenny Boy probably broke up, or they're close to breaking up. That's why Miss Higher Healing has been in Ryan's ear and sending weird messages to her ex she's supposed to be in the middle of divorcing. Well, she told the Vile Files that she would be divorced by the end of October. That's last month, and she's not. So, lie number 4,263,827 for Gypsy. She is trying to get him to talk to her and convince him to let her back, so she has a backup plan from Keenan. Okay, let's see. It says, bet Ryan maybe take her back. I really hope not. Honestly, that's the worst part. He probably will. We all know Ken's not staying. I hope he doesn't, but both should leave her. Who would want her in the first place? I'm so embarrassed for her that she does this ridiculous crap for all the world to see. Would love to be a fly on the wall for her and Ken's conversation tonight. Crazy. Let's see here. Gypsy does get pleasure out of seeing people suffer. We've seen that on her show over and over and over and over and over. After today's videos that Gypsy posted, I absolutely believe she is texting other men. Someone like that is always looking for someone to have as a backup if things don't work out. She had men writing her in prison, so she probably still is to this day. She's clearly losing it over Ryan moving on and not being a backup anymore, even more so that people are backing Ryan and not her. Let's see. Gypsy still has not addressed diaper allegations. Let's see. So she said she was in her unbothered mom era. That was what she was saying. Let's see who is turning. Saying it has Ruby vibes. I'm at a higher place of healing as long as the other person is unhappy. Gypsy, please. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's see. He is so brokenhearted when he is on live receiving gifts, using my name for sympathy and clout. This is a double standard. And then this one said, leave Ryan alone. You did this to him. And then you try to make him look like the bad guy. You caused all of this. Nobody feels sorry for you. Now you're pregnant with a man that clearly doesn't care for you. Let's see. Let's see. This is crazy today. It was just crazy. Parade all you want. Doesn't change the fact. Okay. Yeah, because there's picture of her and Ken. They're like both buried in their phones, sitting far apart with one another. This is, they're not even married yet. This is supposed to be like the honeymoon phase, and so they're not even affectionate towards one another. That's what I'm saying. It's so darn awkward. And Ryan and those women, I think those what really sent her was more playful and affectionate to them than Ken has ever been to her. So let's see. Looks like a doctor's office. It was a talk show they went on. All the quotes about eyes, like from Tupac, or like you can see it in her eyes and stuff like that, don't apply to Gypsy. Let's see. Gypsy and Ken aren't so close to each other, it seems. I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan, but man, was she stupid for leaving him for Ken. Ryan cared way more about her than Ken. And that is true. Who seems like he can't stand her. Let's see. That's what she does. When someone truly loves her, she either leaves them or stabs them when she's done using them. She's most likely incapable of love. She's just obsessed with Ken because she thinks he's a catch. She probably thinks she can make him love her. Okay. Oh boy. The first 6 months should be bliss, and if it isn't, it's going to be a lifetime of toxicity if you stay. But they dated years ago and they were twin flames brought back together. I love how she talks about when they dated and Ken giving her freedom and space to discover herself and grow while she was in prison. How generous of him to set her free, to have all the space to grow in prison. And she still didn't manage to do any growing. That's what she said her and Ken were doing on the Vile Files couples and co-parenting classes. Never mentioned a single word about prenatal baby birthing coaching. Nope. How to save their relationship by living apart because you decided that Ken, some of the stuff I can't say. I heard they were having couples therapy. I mean, it's embarrassing. They can have hours of therapy a day by the best therapist on earth, but if he doesn't love her, or by the looks of it, even fancy her, it's never going to work, no matter how many babies she tries to trap him with. It really is. What good will come out of tolerance rather than mutual love? And they use our hate to stay in misery. Pathetic. Crazy to me that she has refused all forms of therapy, both in prison and out. Yet she's going to couples therapy. You can't mend a couple's issues and communication concerns when she refuses to take responsibility for a darn thing. Okay. He's just not that into her. That's what I said for a long time. He doesn't even give a F to be attentive at what looks like a possible OB appointment. Okay. It's craziness. It was really craziness. If you haven't seen what's gone on today, I mean, it's just crazy. They both look miserable, unhappy, and not in love. Ken looks like he hates her. That's what they get for her being an adulteress, him being a home-wrecking D-bag. This doesn't want to touch her with a 10-foot pole. What a miserable future family. Ken, take the baby and run, and your mom can help you care for the baby. So, oh, wow. That's crazy. Okay, let's see here. All right, where's the, let me check where you guys are. Hi, Emily, how are you? Good to see you. Hi, Mary Rogers. Kenny boy, I bet it's sad to know he is actually the baby daddy if the paternity test is true. Well, I think it is. They'll have to do another one after the baby's born. Mary Rogers says Gypsy would have quite a few men she would be in contact with on social media. Ruby has never left, and now she's coming out to play. We see you, Gypsy, and know how you behave. Psychic Dashton says the Vampire Slayer. Oliver says Ryan dodged a huge bullet. Oliver says her PR team quit. I think so. I think they probably are off their contract. Yeah. Mary said, let's see. Ryan sure did dodge a bullet. I bet Kenny Boy is peed off. He cannot ditch the witch. He now is officially baby daddy. Yeah, scary, right? I don't know. You hope Ryan doesn't do a live for a long time? Why do you hope that, Oliver? How come you hope that? What's behind that? Wouldn't that set her off if he did a live and was having, living his best life? Wouldn't that be crazy for her? She doesn't want him to live in his best life. You hope Ryan doesn't do a live for a long time. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Now listen. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I want to talk about Delphi. Do any of you here follow the Delphi trial? I want to talk about day 16. I don't know if I should take us into another video or if we should just continue here. What would you like to do? Let me know. Do any of you follow Delphi? No response. He's too busy. Yeah, he's too busy, but I think he should maybe do some more little clips out there having a good time, living his best life. But what does she say? You're not going to bring me down. I'm living my best life. He should make a remake of that one with himself. Yeah, that would be perfect. I think what I will do is I have I just have to touch up this. Where's my thumbnail? And do that, and then maybe I'll just do a redirect, bring everybody over there. Let me see. Let me just do this. You can talk to me about Gyps in the meantime. Delphi trial. Day 16. Okay. Okay. Background. All right, let's see here. All right, I've got my thumbnail. Let me just get this up here. Then we'll go on. But yeah, that is a real, I don't know if you could even call it is it a train wreck? Is it, I think it's more than a train wreck, isn't it? Just crazy what it is. All right, let me just set this up so we can go over to Delphi. Wow, nuts. This was just so many freaking responses from her in one day. It was, I don't know, maybe Rod and Christy weren't home. Maybe Rod is out on that oil rig or whatever the heck he works on, and Christy was run away or she was locked away somewhere by a gypsy. Who knows? I bet you she's like a complete psycho screaming her lungs out at Christy. I don't think it's paradise over there. I don't see her, doing a nesting. She's always in that bathroom. You think she'd be nesting and showing the nursery, right? And look, I'm getting all the little stuff. No. And I do think she bought a house, and I think they've kept that under wraps, and that's going to be the big giant reveal. The thing that's in the background that she says is going to be this house that she's bought. And I'm not sure that that kitchen that Rod and Mia are dancing in front is Christy's kitchen. So I'm wondering if that is even the house that Gypsy bought, but I don't know. But she's definitely, I believe, bought a house. And that's the thing that's in the background, and that's going to be the big giant reveal, and why they're going to have Christmas this year, like she said on the Vile Files, right? Because they're definitely not going to have Christmas at Ken's apartment. And perhaps if Christy and Rod move into that house with Gypsy, if they move in there, then maybe Ken can live with her there. And that's why they haven't really talked a lot about the nurseries. Then I think that would be allowed. I think if Christy and Rod moved into that house, and if she bought this big house where that would be possible, I don't know. I think then they would be able to do that. So that's probably in the already a done deal. That's the thing that's happening behind the scenes. That's in my opinion. My opinion. I'm entitled to it, Gyps. And I think that's the big reveal on Lifetime too, is going to be that. And they're going to probably have a culmination of that big Christmas in the house. And I think Lifetime is going to stay with her until she has the baby, which will be January. So all of that, yeah. Absolutely. All right, I'm almost done with getting this up. And then I can quickly switch us over to go to the eye doctor on Thursday. Oh, please keep that family member in prayer. We got some more testing tomorrow and some other stuff, so please, yeah. All right, that would be much appreciated. Okay, where did I put this? I just did this. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to start this. I'm going to just put it for like 5 after. Next, we'll do it for 11:05. Done. Done. Okay. Live, and then I may do a redirect from the Gypsips. Okay, guys, let me move this one. Wonder if he can. Wait, hang on. I'm going to look at that because we have a few minutes anyway. So hold on. Let me just do the redirect. There we go. Save. Okay, what did you say? Let me see. Wonder, can he get money from her? Can who get money from her? She's so nuts. What'd she expect? Mary says for sure she is. Oliver, she's got a lot of creators and comments to read through. She's big mad today. She is. Oh, yeah, that would work. Yeah. So I think that's what she's going to do because she doesn't want to be alone with that baby. I don't think they want her alone with that baby. So that house is what they're going to do. And who knows if they didn't buy it in Rod and Christie's name so that Ken couldn't get it. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but I do believe that there's another house that's been purchased. I believe that is the case. So I'm going to end this here. I'll see you guys over there. Come on over. Let's go and let's talk about Delphi. All right? Okay. Love you guys. God bless. Thank you.